Good morning and welcome. Today is the 6th of July 2026 and I'm going to go over my pre-market prep today. Before we start, I'm just going to look at news and see what news could move. I've just moved it to center on my screen. I just had a message saying that I've got 2 copiers running. I don't think there is. That's fine. So we've got high volatility news coming in at 9:45 or and 10 a.m. basically. 10 a.m. we've got PMI and we've got another one at 9:45, and then FOMC member speaks at 11. So just be wary of those times today. So if you're in a trade, just be a bit wary. Let me find my trading view screen. Up from there. Just there. Okay, I'm going to start off with the monthly as we're near the start of the month and just quickly go down through the time frames. Good morning to Mayo. Good morning to Guy Frantz. I think I pronounced your name correct. Welcome back and appreciate everyone being here. So on the monthly, you can see we've been pretty much overbought. We were overbought there and we had that pullback. We were overbought there and we had a bit of a pullback. And we're now back in that overbought territory. Is that a pullback? I'm not sure. We're still overbought. We haven't dropped anywhere below the 80% area or the 70% area. We do have a couple of areas of interest as well where we've got these little volume shelves as well. You can see we came into that zone 7400 and bounced last month. We have obviously got the area confidence around 73, 7200, and obviously we've got this big zone here at 70,000, 7,000. So be wary of that. Notice the volume shelf to the left. Also notice decline in volume on this. First of all, a wide range green candle, and then we had a smaller candle afterwards, less volume, and then we had our first red month for 2 months, and we had a higher than average volume as well. So it'll be interesting to see where this month takes us. We are currently inside that monthly range. Just be wary of that. Obviously, RSI is up there as well, and we're heading into the summer months as well. So we could expect to see lowering volume potentially. I'm going to drop down to the weekly now. I like looking at a higher time frames before we start, especially at the start of the month, because it just gives us a bit of reference to where we are. We still have this monthly or weekly or even daily head and shoulders pattern pending. That's our neckline. That's our line in the sand, 7400. We're watching that area. While we get down there, we can watch that area for bounces. Notice the volume shelf to the left. If we lose that area, watch for a break and retest into this volume void. Notice a lack of volume. Big volume shelf coming up afterwards around that 7,000 area. So if we lose that 7400, 7300 area, we may expect not a great deal of resistance until we get back down into this big area I've marked up in purple. We are holding that trend line as well. So we'll see that more clearly when I drop down to the daily and the hourly. Looking at volume, we had a red candle 2 weeks ago with higher than average volume. Notice the green candles are reducing volume from this candle here where we bounced. That was an indecision candle. Even though we had higher volume there, we had bottom tail candle. That was all red at one point, so I'm discounting that as a green candle. That's more neutral to me. But we've had decline in volume since that candle. Are we starting to just slow down a bit into the summer months? Are we putting in a flag pattern, or are we really putting in this head and shoulders pattern? We're going to keep an eye on this and see where we turn out. These are key areas. That trend line's a key area to watch, and that neckline's a key area to watch. Dropping down to the daily now, you can really see this pattern playing out. It's still a valid head and shoulders pattern until the right shoulder is broken. We've yet shown no signs of breaking that. Look where the volume shelf is as well. Big volume shelf, point of control runs right through it. Big area confluence, right on that 7400 area. So I'll be watching that again this week for potential bounce in that area. So really, realistically, if we're above that 7400, 7450, we can watch these areas for longs. If we can get below that area, maybe that's that volume void we're going to feel until we get back down into initially that volume shelf, and then we've got this big volume shelf down here. I like seeing this area as a potential bounce. We are smack bang inside that daily range as well. We're smack bang inside this weekly range, monthly range. It's a tough market right now. Previous day we had an indecision candle. Look at that, top in, bottom tail. Previous day indecision, so the market still doesn't know where it's going right now. We are right in a big area of confluence, so I'm going to remain neutral. I'm going to watch and see where the opening candle goes. Maybe that could be a sign of where we're heading, but we're not getting much movement. We really want to get outside of these ranges, either below that daily range or above that daily range. Volume wise, we've had decline in volume both on green and red on this daily. The last red, but that's more indecision, was a higher volume, still below average. We've not had any above average volume since that little small bottom tail candle where we had a bit of a sell off and bottom tail into that zone. Again, RSI is pretty neutral as well, so I'm going to remain neutral as well. So I'm watching for breakouts over 7,500, 7,600 or below at 74, 7,500. That's kind of what I'm watching. Notice how we are holding this daily 50 moving average as well. We're holding it. We tried to break it and then we had reducing volume as we broke it as well, and we couldn't hold above it. We are now holding it. We are still looking at this trend line from the head to the shoulder. Look at that, literally smack bang on. So let's see what happens. Do we break that shoulder? If so, we can watch for longs. If we hold that, we can look for shorts maybe. Dropping down now to the hourly candles, and look how nasty that is. So this is the daily. You can see the head and shoulders pattern we've drawn out, but we're going to focus more on the local hourly trend. For me, it's a tough one. I'm not really interested in taking any plays unless we get outside of that range. So for me, if an ORB sets up today, 75.66, look for the break and retest long, or the ORB over pre-market high, that's previous market high. Same if we break pre-market low. Pre-market low might be a bit trickier because not only do we have this big volume shelf, we also have the point of control and a big area of confluence. We have the VWAP, we have the 50, we also have that area of confluence as well. And we've got that 75-50 area to watch. So it might be harder trying to go short. Long may be good, but we need to break out over. So let's just draw this trend line in. We might be able to get a bit of a play. So that is our trend line we're watching. Again, if we draw it in that side, let's do a proper line. That's the one we're watching there. Are we setting up a bull flag, or are we going to be breaking this? So I'm watching either side of these trend lines today. Again, I'll watch the opening candles, see where we set up as well. Guy Front 86 says, may I ask what kind of volume profile is that on the trading view chart on the left? It looks good. I can't find a regular volume profile within the trading view platform. That is called VRVP. So just do a search for that. There's a few of them. You've got a session one and you've got a chart one. That's a chart one. So that changes based on my chart layout. So if I zoom out, it recalculates. If I zoom in, it recalculates. I have a session one as well. This one here shows where volume shelves were in the previous day session. Good morning, Craig, as well. Welcome back. So that's basically my plan for today. I'm looking for an ORB outside of that area. Looking for an ORB. If we can take out all of these zones, there are lots of key levels there. If we can take out all of them, come back and retest it. I like that for the short. Otherwise, looking for the breakout over pre-market high. Be wary of that pre-market pivot. We do have a high from Friday. Look at this for a big turnaround on Friday. That was Thursday, I meant, sorry. How hard is this? You go long and then you take out pivot highs, and then look at that, it takes it all out, just destroys whoever's long, and then we come back up back to where we started. So literally ended the day where we started. On Friday, which was Independence Day in the US, didn't do anything, we just went sideways, hardly anything. We had a bit of a sell-off near the close. And then in the post-market, again, we haven't really done much of a hold in that range. On the subject of opening range, I've got my new opening range playbook on Amazon now. So got the US as it's available both on all Amazon. So whether you're in the US or in the UK, paperback, hardcover, audio book as well, and Kindle. So I really recommend this. It's a lot more detailed than the previous guide, and this is my content. You can see there's lots and lots of examples, over 80 odd pages, and there's loads of examples, entries. It literally breaks it all down. This is my exact ORB strategy. So the original guide I released, that is literally one small section of this entire book, one small section of a small chapter. As you can see, we've got lots and lots here, so it tells you all about what I look for, and it's literally a playbook, so you can literally take it. Obviously it's educational purposes. How you use it is up to you, but I recommend having a look at that. I'll put a link in a minute to my Amazon store. In fact, you can find it on Amazon by searching for the ORB playbook. I just thought I'd put that out there. I released it on Saturday on Independence Day, and yeah, I've been working on that for quite some time. That's the first of 4 books I'm doing. I've started my second one already, which is a mental toughness and risk book as well. So that will complement this as well. This is the execution. The other one's the mental framework behind it. So I recommend that. Obviously, I recommend it because I wrote it. And yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. That's the ORBs we've gone through. If you tune in, I talk about the ORBs every single day. And obviously that book just goes through my entire process of how I select the ORBs. It differs depending on the type of market and the environment we're in. You know, we're in a ranging environment right now, makes it much harder. I play it differently if we're in a ranging market. If we're in a trending market, I play it differently. And if we're in a compression market, like kind of what we've got now, where we're compressed inside a small range, I play it differently to that as well. So I recommend that book. It's really, really good, and for the amount of money it is, it's literally peanuts based on the amount of money you can make from it. That is basically ES. As you can see, we are inside this range. We're kind of holding that trend line. We're inside this range as well. It's going to be tricky today. So let's just wait and see what happens when the market opens. SPY, pretty much the same. We've got that massive big, you could say it's a megaphone pattern. That's the pattern we're looking at. The same with ES, but we've got this big bar. This could be our, while we're inside that bar, it's going to be even trickier because you see how the days have been. So SPY, I like this volume shove up here, big area of confidence. So keep an eye on that 754. That could be a reaction point. I didn't give my highs on this one, sorry. We got this reaction point here at 7,600. Keep an eye on that. And we also got 7,500 down here as a reaction point. They're the 2 areas to watch if we do get down into those areas. Same on SPY. Keep an eye on that 755. Keep an eye on this 740 area. They're the reaction points we could get. Otherwise, we're smack bang inside this range. Really tough trading. Let's look for an ORB outside of 748. 750 is a psychological number. And look for a breakdown of pre-market low short as well. SPX next. I like looking at SPX because it shows you the no noise market. It's just regular market hours. And it's good for looking at psychological numbers. Look where we came into. 7,500 on 7,510 on Friday, last few days. Couldn't hold above that. We're holding that trend line as well. We have broken a small uptrend as well. Are we going to get down below that pre-market low? I don't know. Sorry, Thursday's low. Where are we opening? We're opening smack bang inside pretty much where we opened on Thursday. So we're not going to be opening anywhere different. We're inside this range around about here somewhere. So let's keep an eye on that 7,500 above, 7,400 below. There's the psychological numbers. I don't want to go long on ES if we're heading into that 7,500, acts as resistance. Again, I don't want to go short if we're heading into 7,400 on SPX as well. But if we clear these areas, then it will get set up nicely or better for the ES trade or NQ trade. I'm going to start looking at NQ more because I don't really pay too much attention to it because I know ES so well. But I'm going to pay more attention to NQ as well. I do play the NQ on a 15-minute chart on my Top Step account, which I'm doing okay with. These are the areas we're watching. If we can break over 30,000, look for a break and retest long. Notice when we broke over it on Thursday, how many candles? 2 hours later, we were well below. So keep an eye also on 29,000. That's a psychological number down there. Do I like it? 30,000. We haven't got much of a volume shuffle considering what a significant number it is, but look at the confidence. So for me, look for a reaction at 30,000. Otherwise, if we break pre-market low, I'm going to like this downtrend. I want to see a break down below pre-market low, break and retest over 29,700. Notice the volume shelf. Be wary of that. We could bounce in that area. We've already bounced once today. But let's see what happens when we get below that. Look for weakness. That's pretty much it for NQ. QQQ next. 700 below, psychological number. We've been holding this 707 area. So this is a zone to watch. I use zones, not levels. Keep an eye on 715, big point of control and area of confluence. So for me, if we get to pre-market low, maybe we can scalp a short, but watch for a bounce, 715. Over pre-market high, we've got some distance until we get to yesterday's high. I'm not too fussed about the moving average because they're just going sideways, so I'm ignoring them for now. Next up is oil, which is red at the moment, or neutral. We were watching this for some time and notice how we broke it, retested it, and then sold off. For me, I'm not seeing a bottom just yet. The only time I see a bottom is if we start breaking market structure. So, but 70,000 is a psychological number. Let's see what happens if we can get over that 70,000. If we can break 70,000, maybe we're changing market structure. Otherwise, look for a break and retest under 68,000 short. Gold next. Gold is still in this downtrend. Oh, wrong button. We put in this kind of inverse head and shoulders pattern. We can see the neckline. We broke it on Thursday or Wednesday. Came back, retested. And if you missed that, we broke it again and retested. So we're kind of changing structure right now. We're still holding this trend line. Let's just draw this trend line in. Extend it, see how long we've been. I like taking multiple touches. If you look at the most touches of candlesticks, we're pretty much there. Again, it's a guide, it's a zone. When I'm drawing these trend lines, I could be looking down that side there, I could be looking that side there. It's a zone I'm using. But if we can get over 41, 4200, like if I break and retest off this trend line long, we are still maintaining this downtrend line, so it's tough to go long over it. And we have broken this uptrend as well. So let's look for trend continuation. We've got to go with trend continuation first. So under 41, 43, pre-market low for the short. We can then target 4080 and 4000, big psychological number. If we can get over yesterday's high, 4,200 for break and retest long, we do have this big volume shelf and confidence area and a point of control on this chart at 43.60. So basically keep an eye on that area. RTY next. We were looking good first day. Remember first day, I was like singing its praises, saying we're holding this trend line. We're doing really, really well. Let's draw it in again. That's the trend line we were kind of holding. And then it just sold off. So we're now below that trend line. We're below the 50. Notice the 50s crossing the 200 as well. Maybe we're seeing signs of a turnaround here. We are not quite breaking market structure unless we come down and pull back and retest 3,000. 3,000, big psychological number. That's our line in the sand right now. Big area of confidence. We are just below that point of control. Big area of volume as well. So let's keep an eye on two plays here. I like the rejection of pre-market high. Previous day's high was that Thursday's high. Short, we weren't able to get over that at all in the last 2 days. If we can get over that, look for a break and retest long. So that's 3,020, 3,025. Otherwise, if we break 3,015, 3,014 low, pre-market low, look for break and retest short into 3,000. Then we can watch 3,000. Are we going to go for a bounce? Notice it's not a line because look how far down we went down to we went down 10 points before we bounced. So let's keep an eye on this zone again for a bounce. If we lose this zone and we come back and retest, let's look for weakness. So increase volume from sellers as we're selling down. And we want to see, as we start pulling back up, I want to see decrease in volume on buyers. So that gives us extra confirmation for the short under 3,000. YM, we've got 7 minutes before the market opens. It's faring up a lot better. Notice it's holding this trend line. Let's extend it a little bit more. So for me, if we get back down to this area of confidence, I've got a level in there, but you can see it clearly. Tops of pivots, bottoms of these pivots, and a bit of a volume shelf. So that's our area to watch for a bounce. 52,600, 52,800, that area, maybe onto that zone, onto that trend line. Again, this trend line could be anywhere in this zone, so let's just draw it in the middle somewhere. So keep an eye on 52,600 for a bounce. On the smaller time frame, we are holding this zone here. We broke a pivot, came back, we broke it, held it. So for me, considering that we are holding this pivot at the moment, we held it in the post-market and pre-market, I'm looking for a break of this trend line long, looking for a long into yesterday's high. If we lose pre-market low, then we can keep an eye on 53,000 break and retest short. And then finally, Bitcoin. We almost saw some resurgence. It almost looked good. We were holding this zone. 60,000 is that key area. We broke out. It's a bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Light up here, but that's obviously post-market. Not post-market, bank holiday traffic. Let's look for trend continuation. This is a major trend continuation, I mean. So let's look for a short. For me, break and retest a pre-market low, yesterday low, short with a little bit of rest because we've had a big move down. Otherwise, if we come back into this zone here, I like that for the short as well. Big area of confidence. And then if we can get over that zone, maybe we can watch for a long back into 64,000. But look at that area, massive big volume shelf, lots of confidence, lots of pivots, and we rejected 64. So 64 is a new level we can keep an eye on. Big pivot reaction there. So let's draw that level in. And that's it. I think that's pretty much everything. And 64 happens to be the bottoms of here as well. So it's not a bad place to have a level on watch. Guy French, you're welcome. So if you're here, please don't forget to hit the like button. Really do appreciate that. Helps the YouTube algos find the channel. Let me just go to my order flow. There was a bit of a divergence earlier. When I loaded up my chart, I noticed it quite clearly. Where was it? Around here, around 8:30. I've been a bit earlier. There you go. You clearly see it now. So price was putting in lower lows, lower highs. Delta's just putting in lower lows, and then price kind of diverged, but we kind of slowed down a bit, and then we sold off for a bit, and then we started putting in higher highs on the Delta. High highs, high lows, high highs, but price was putting in lower lows. And then it's a matter of finding that break. And I was tempted to trade at 9 o'clock. And then we sold off, So you can see the divergence in play there. What about now? Price. No, price and Delta is in line with each other. Large orders, we've got 7,600 above. Keep an eye on that. That's 210 orders sitting there. In fact, we've got another 180 sitting there as well on a different. So over 300, almost 400 orders sitting at 7,600. So that's that psychological number we spoke about. I think that's it. Market opens in less than 3 minutes. Also, big congratulations to Norway, who beat Brazil. Also to England, who overcome Mexico in Mexicans' their fortress ground as well. So it's a great result. My brain's a little bit funky today because it was a 2 a.m. kickoff here in the UK. So I had a couple hours sleep before the game, light sleep. Got up at 1 a.m. and there was a big announcement saying that it delayed the game. So I went back to sleep for another hour, set my alarm. And it's a bit like when you're traveling, when you get an early flight, you woke up all discombobulated and then kind of literally the game was so good, I didn't feel tired at all. No yawning. I was literally, my brain was totally engaged in the game. It was a brilliant game. So hopefully you watched it, or if not, I don't expect anyone to watch it in Europe because it's quite late. Guy Front 86, I am from Hungary. Oh, welcome. We've got our first Hungarian. Welcome to the channel. Appreciate you letting me know. As you probably gathered on from the UK, we've got some people from the US as well here, and some other people from the UK as well. So it's good. Market opens in 1 minute. I'll be watching order flow. Let me put my ORB buttons on. I've got a big summer sale going on right now on all of my indicators. My footprint chart, my footprint pro, my premium Discord, everything for the next week will be 50% off. Even my ORB book, by the way. So even though I've shown you the Amazon link, you can get it 50% off. I'll put the link in. If you're in Discord, I've got the free Discord as well. You'll see I've listed it in there as well. I'll just put a link in the stream. That's my link to my online store. You can get it through my website as well. And you want to use Summer 26. And that also includes 50% off premium Discord for the lifetime of your subscription as well. Look at this big green candle. So I like the long, especially if we hold above this yesterday's or Friday's high. I'm looking for a retest short. I'm not going to get in, I'm not going to chase. I'm looking for a retest, small decrease in volume, which is good. I like seeing that. I'm actively looking for a long now. I'm going to go long on a breakout. So I'm currently long. Lots of aggressive buyers coming in. Look at this. Look at this delta. So that's 10 ticks. We're about to hit 20 ticks, are we? Come on, just a few more ticks. Got some sellers coming in right now. But we've got buyers coming out. Loads of buyers just came in, took out all those sellers. We're so close to my 20 ticks. I'm going to probably tighten up if we don't. No, I'm tightening up. I don't want to turn green into red. Let's just see. Small negative delta, so I'm happy to hold this at the moment. But we have got an align point control, so I will drop my stop just below. So whatever happens, I'm green for the day. And break even. Here we go. It's 20 ticks. I can see the buyers coming in. Come on, big buyers into that 20. Here we go. How easy was this trade? That's 20 ticks, 10 ticks. Now I've got one contract left of my ES. Oh, do you know what? I don't know if I'll make sure I've got my copiers on. Yeah. So I'm break even whatever happens now. Because I'm trading Apex, I'm trailing. So I don't really want to turn green into red. And I'm about to trail out by the looks of it. And I'm out. Let's just make sure everything's out. And let's just flatten everything. I did have a couple of contracts still open. And there you go. That's a nice easy trade. That was a really good trade. That was nice and easy on the open. Saw the buyers coming in. We saw the aggressive delta coming in. And the reason I liked it, I'm going to just go back quickly. Let me just zoom in. We had sellers came in. We had a delta flip. So usually that's a warning. But then look at that. Only 65 aggressive sellers. And then big positive delta, positive delta. I went long on the break of that red candle. Remember I said I don't like going long on red candles. I only go long on green candles. Buying imbalances. I didn't see those buying imbalances at times. It all happened so quick. 300, 150. We had a small delta here, not much. And then we broke out, hit my 10 and 20 tick quite quickly. And then I saw this align point control. And that's why I was getting ready to trail below there. And I wish I did. I was just a bit too slow. I was waiting for this candle to complete. But that acts as resistance in the end. Remember I said I'll watch these align point controls as either resistance or support. We're coming back in again. Still quite like the long here. Buyers coming in, buyers coming back in again. So I'm just going to hold back now. A+ setups only. That was a brilliant. That happened so quick. I couldn't really explain quick enough what I was looking for. Hence why I just went back and explained it. Sometimes when you see a trade, you just know it's going to work. And it was the combination of aggressive buyers, lack of sellers. So, and also the fact we broke over key levels. Remember I said I'm watching for breakouts over key levels. Yesterday's high, pre-market high is one of them. We've cleared pre-market high. We could come back and retest. So I do like the long still. 75, 67 if we can get pulled back down into this area. Just quick look comments. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So Divergence, hopefully I pronounced your name right, if not, just correct me, was looking for order flow and footprint strategies on the internet, and Grok AI recommended my videos on YouTube. Oh, that's amazing. That's brilliant. I don't hear many people talk about our AI recommend stuff, so that's really good. So welcome to the channel. Mayo says, nice, thank you. Great trade for Guy Friends, thank you. 212, nothing for 212 yet, but 10 a.m. data also coming here. Just be wary of that data at 10 a.m. We may have a little spike at 9:45 as well. So looking at order flow, we've got a negative delta with no follow through on the downside. We only have one buyer up here, but we've just taken that level out. NASDAQ showing relative weakness compared to ES right now. ES has broken the range of pre-market. NASDAQ's struggling, which might be why we're not breaking out here. Pre-market high, break and retest, maybe invalidated. So if you use Apex, by the way, I've just bought some Apex accounts today, the legacy 250k accounts. So they are currently on offer. I think I paid $19 or $17. So use my code PBTrader, you get it reduced from the full, I think I paid $190 all the way down to $19 or $17, I think it was. So I picked up 2 of those accounts today. I will be back in 2 seconds. Right? Yeah, how's your day? You haven't tied them in yet, so I said I'll okay, I just go down it. Yeah. Okay. Boring. Yeah, I'm trying to clean it. She put out the cage. I'm trying to clean it. So she's in the coop. I closed the coop so she can't go into it, into the nesting box. I'll put it back in there tonight. I think she's clucking because a bit of sun comes through the cage. I'm back. So about that. I heard my chicken. One of my chickens is getting very broody, so I've had to isolate it, and it was clucking and making a complete racket, and rightly so because it was sitting in the sun, and so I had to move it. So apparently, when they get broody, you just put them into a cage for 3 or 4 days until they get over their broodiness and start laying eggs again. Because it's just getting violent and it's just sitting in the nesting box forever. So looking at the range now. The order, what do you call it? The cumulative delta is just kind of going sideways, doing nothing. Price is going sideways, so smack bang in. Makes me feel lucky that I managed to get a good trade in at the open. Just back in that range. Horrible range. Look at this on the 15. Top right corner is a 15-minute chart. Not nice at all. It just looks like a Christmas tree or barcoding. I think I've got chicken poo on my hands. I was moving things around. I can smell it on me. I did wash my hands. I'm not taking any top step or NQ trades yet because the 15 minutes not looking great as well on NQ. Although that 15-minute candle is green on NQ now, which was red earlier. Nasdaq is showing a big top in tail. Again, on NQ, I'm not interested in going long unless we can take out that range. I'll just show you on my top step chart. So this is my top step. This is that range. I want to see it take out this zone here, basically. Look at that volume shelf. So anything over 29,000, I'm going to look for a scalp long into 30,000. That's going to be my target. And that's pretty much my top step. Again, I trade top step slightly. I was slightly doing strategy to my ES. The ES is what I understand the most. Because it's one I've been staring at for the last 3 years. You kind of learn its traits, you know how it trades. Look at news in 15 minutes. There was a news coming in a few minutes, in a few seconds. It was at 50 seconds time. That is PMI final services. And you've got ISM services PMI coming in at 10. That's a big, highly volatile one. So let's just sit out and see what happens. I don't recommend trading into news, and this is part of your strategy. Pretty much the pre-market high breaking retest has kind of invalidated itself. Although you could say it's holding Friday's high, but look at Friday, it's not much. Where's it on the 15? It's a very narrow day. That's why I like it long, over 75.70. I like it long here. That's our news warning, comes up on the screen. Although look at the delta breaking out, bottom right chart, we're holding that level there, and then delta broke out, price broke with it. Would have been a nice little trade. I was watching that. You can still trade Delta same way as a candlestick. Craig says he's green today. And he says, my manager says I'm getting fired from my job though. Oh no, sorry to hear. That sucks. Well, all I can say is don't put the stress on trade and find another job. Don't make trading your sole source of income. I have multiple sources of income. So I run my own IT business. I develop software, as you probably heard from Premarket. I talk about the software I develop. I also design software and websites for people. So I'm not relying on one source of income. I've also got my trading income as well. Cheers. And we are smack bang inside that range still. Remember I said inside that range it's going to be tricky. Even the order flows looking a bit, even though we see aggressive buyers coming in, we're getting more aggressive sellers and buyers come in. Lack of buyers on this candle, but price putting a new high. So it's just a matter of sitting on hands. There's no need to trade. Just watch. You know, a good position to have is no position, because you know you're not going to end the day red. And Craig, you're green, so I would consider walking away now if you're green. Don't turn green into red, especially with the news you've had as well. So there's a slight divergence. We can see aggressive buyers putting in higher highs and higher lows, but the price is not. So at the moment, all these sellers are absorbing all this buying pressure. And we know there's big sellers sitting around that 75, 71 area. We've got some big orders at 75, 77, 75, 90 as well. 91. So we've got liquidity above, lots of liquidity above. You can see that on this chart here. Look at that, all the way up. 75, around 90, 95, and 76. So maybe, you know, as always, I like to think the market swings towards liquidity. I wouldn't be surprised to see all this liquidity get taken out, and then it comes all the way back down, picks up. We've only got 7,500 below. There's not much else. But 75.90, that's the next biggest area of liquidity, and 7,600. The market generally moves towards liquidity. That's why I have these. That's called large levels. And you can also get, that's also on 50% off at the moment as well. You get basically you get the levels. I've not got it shown on here, but you see, oh, you go level 2. You get all of this. All of you need level 2 data. But you see all the levels sitting on the book, and then you get it on the chart as well as these red lines. The thicker the line, the higher the amount of orders sitting there. I'm not going to do any order. I've just seen Craig's because we've got news at 10. I'm reluctant to take an orb during news, one of my rules. In fact, I don't think I mentioned news in my book. I might have to be edition 2. But I personally don't play the news. I wait until after the news. You got me thinking now. That's probably the only rule I didn't mention about playing orbs into news. In fact, I do talk about it here. Environment summary, catalyst, high impact news. Here we go, breaking out. Look at the volume though. I know it's only 3 minutes in. Nice bounce off pre-market low today. So if you're an orb breakout trader, you would have just been triggered in and then you'll be sitting on it. So you got triggered in around 73, 75, 73. And then suddenly it went instantly against you. That's why we have the orb strategy, the orb playbook. And it gives we talk about waiting for confirmation. That's the most important. Saves all that mental strain. Craig says, add that to book and give you a percentage. Yeah, funny, that's good. I have my trading plan. It clearly states my trading plan. I don't play the news. So that's part of my trading plan, probably more than a strategy. But, you know, you can probably make a rule where you trade. Now, I know people who trade the news successfully. For me, I don't. Because I'm so used to reading order flow during a normal market opening. News just adds extra layers of complexity to that. But my next book is my mental toughness playbook. That will talk about strategies, and it will talk about sticking to your plan, creating a guide, creating your own trading plan, dealing with loss, dealing with victories, how you handle multiple winning weeks, how do you handle multiple losing weeks without quitting. And I just started writing that. So imagine that'll take me, I've got 2 more books planned after that as well. I want to do a volume profile book and volume price analysis, and also an order flow and footprint book. And that literally then covers everything I do. Possibly there's a 5th book afterwards, which is all the different strategies I played. That's like the ones I don't mention that often, but I watch for. And that's things like RBIs, GBIs, buy setups, sell setups. Break and retest is kind of part of my orb. But supply and demand, watching for reactions in those places. So look at this now. We've got a big 5-minute indecision. And look how awful our 15-minute chart is. Big indecision 15-minute candle, 2 topping tails, bottom tail. It's not great at all. We are also starting to break structure a little tiny bit there. This is our cumulative delta down here. We haven't broken it yet, but we are holding both price and delta. But a play what you could take, it's not one I would do because it's not part of my own playbook. It's a break of when delta breaks, look for price to break and vice versa. So delta's starting to break now. Could drag price down with it. and then you can look at that, and then you can go back to your order flow and say, right, can I confirm that? We've only got 5 aggressive buyers here. We've got selling imbalances, aggressive sellers. Look at this lack of buyers here, more aggressive sellers here. So it looks good for a short. Again, it's not part of my playbook, so it's not one I'll do. I'll only do stuff I've extensively back tested. And I'm not worried if I miss a trade, especially if I talk about it and I'm spot on. I used to have FOMO, severe FOMO, but I don't care anymore. Even if I miss a trade, I don't worry. I know there'll be another opportunity. If I stop out, I don't care. If I win, I don't really care. I just like the fact that you got it right, but you're not always going to be right. I struggled at the end of last week. I think Friday I had a green day. Friday, Thursday was a small green day. Tuesday and Wednesday I really struggled. Couldn't read the market. I had 2 bigger than I wanted red days, about 2 or 3 I think it was. I usually only walk after, if I take 2 losing trades and I'm 2 down, I usually walk, but I didn't walk away. So I didn't handle it that well. But, you know, 3 trades, I walked away after the 3rd trade. Kept my accounts. I think one of my paid accounts blew last week. I don't generally look at them, I just make sure they're turned on. Hit my trailing drawdown. And they were up as well, about 1.5, 2 grand. I think they trailed out in the positive, which is why it's really important at Apex that you need to play to their rules. And that means, like I took earlier, I took a trail, don't hold. I was thinking about my strategy for holding a runner, but I have to be around to watch it because I can't let it pull back on me. That's the problem with Apex. So the runner strategy will be one when on my funded TraderVate account, where you don't have the same rules, you have your own rules, your own accountability. Here we go. So are we looking for a potential rejection round here? We've only had 1 green delta and a small green delta up here, so there's lack of interest at the moment from buyers in this zone. Delta is starting to break. Oh, here we go. Price is breaking. Didn't I just call this? You can watch this lower low. Lack of buyers on the high here. Big aggressive selling coming in. Here we go. We do have some more buyers coming in about here as well. But we were watching it about 5.2, I think it was. There's news coming in, by the way, in 45 seconds. So around here we were watching it, and we've seen that it was kind of breaking structure a little bit as price was kind of curving round as well. So probably could have got about 20 ticks out of that move, but it wasn't one for me. So it's only our 3rd green candle since 9:53. The lack of buyers up here is like only 7, only 1, only 5 up there. Doesn't show the buyers want to commit at the moment. Could be wrong. Here we go, news. And that's one thing I have been watching before the news, watching Cumulative Delta as well. And there you go, that's that break. Craig says, I'm green last 3 Mondays in a row. Good for you. Make sure you stay green. That's great. The bounce doesn't look too convincing as well. Lack of buyers, lack of volume as well, because it was a news candle. 300 shares, 300 contracts. I meant 347 contracts. 600 in this one with very low aggressive buyer data. And then look at this. The first time we got over 1,600 contracts so far with negative data. So this shows more intent, that candle, than any of these green candles as it stands right now. As in more intent from sellers. So look at that, we're smack bang inside that 15-minute orb as well. We're smack bang inside the 15-minute range. We're smack bang inside, I haven't got this chart, but the daily range as well. I did make some changes to my computer setups actually. Nothing on this machine yet, but I've just switched my 24/7 stream to my small little NUC, is a little tiny computer about the size of my fist. So I'm just running that to see how that copes. It seems to be coping well, just displaying live data, which frees up my other powerful PC, which I was running before. I'm going to use my other PC probably either for trading or for my video editing and my software development. And then I've got my main PC, this one I'm using right now, will be my second PC. So I'm slowly making way for that. I've got a decent graphics card as I'm a repair technician, run a computer repair company. I have loads of graphics cards kicking around. I've got a faulty one, but it's only faulty for playing 3D games. I don't care about that. I tested it. It'll be fine for running 4 or 5 monitors. So it's quite a decent graphics card as well. And I had another inquiry only a few days ago for a trading PC set up. So I'm in the process of speccing one up for someone. And it gave me the idea to add it into my website. So I've added custom PCs for traders into my website. If you're in the UK, check it out, ifixtech.com. That's my business I run when I'm not trading. I used to have 4 computer shops, massive big repair facility as well. You know, that was spread out over 3 different shop fronts. But during COVID and after COVID, economy changed. I just closed them. It got really tough. Staff were hard work. Shops were hard work. Customer footfall dropped as well. Cost of everything went through the roof. So I just decided to cut my losses. I think I lost over £150,000 on all my shops when I closed them. I literally gave away everything when I shut it all down. Literally gifted it. I gifted one of my shops to one of my staff, and they didn't run it very well. So I told them to close that as well because it was affecting my reputation. And so now I'm just a sole technician. I work only on local, people I know locally. Don't advertise. But I do get loads of inquiries with custom PCs, and I've had a few inquiries with trading PCs as well because they see me on here. They see that I've got an IT business, which is good. Again, trading PCs and game PCs are 2 different types of PCs. Gaming PCs, you want it to be good for graphics and running games and good visuals. With gaming, you just want to make sure it's stable and it doesn't miss a tick, unlike you've seen on my own computer for a while, and that you've got a decent graphics card that lets you display multiple monitors. Like everything, I fix other people's computers. I very rarely look at my own. So I just started to look at my own over the last few days. I'm rambling on because the market's doing absolutely nothing right now. Like I said, in the pre-market, I'm not interested unless we break out, and that would have been if the ORB breaks out over 75, 72, we got about 30 points till we hit that 7,600. But we're smack bang inside this range. In fact, I'm going to give it another 10 minutes, quarter of an hour. As I was up watching football from 2 AM to 4 AM this morning, I might even call it a day. I've got scouts later as well. But also I want to watch there's a big football game tonight. Is it Portugal and Spain? I think that's tonight. Portugal and Spain, 8 PM my time. So I'm going to miss the first half, but I want to get back for the second half. So that'll be a great game. And then probably United States and Belgium's a bit late for me. I can't do 2 late nights in a row. Getting old now. So good luck to the United States tonight. I'm sure you'll do it. Especially when you've got FIFA in your pocket. Oh, did I just say that? I might have done. And get your players back. You should be suspended. There's no bitterness there. I think that's insane. But anyway, I'm not sure how FIFA could even do that. You know, I thought rules of the game were rules of the game. And again, I'm rambling because there's nothing to do. Might as well talk about football, even if you're not interested. And the corruption of FIFA. Did I say that out loud? I might have done. I bet they were devastated when Mexico didn't get through yesterday, thinking, "Oh, how can we line our pockets now? One of the host nations are gone." That sounds ultra conspiracy. Now I know. Huh. Sorry, I got some comments. I agree that bounce isn't power. From Craig and 212 says FIFA is a criminal organisation. We all know this, yeah. Do you know what? I saw a tweet today from the previous FIFA president. Forgot his name now. Blatt, is it? Something Blatt. And bear in mind, he was as corrupt as they come. And even he was calling it out today. So if he says it's bad, it's got to be really bad. Especially a non-profit organisation, don't forget. Anyway, enough of the conspiracies. Well, I'm not sure it's conspiracy. Enough of the political football talk. Balogun, by the way, I do like that player. He was an ex-Arsenal. I'm an Arsenal fan. He's an ex-Arsenal fan, and I don't want to see him not play anyway. I know, despite he shouldn't be playing, but he's a brilliant player, and I want to see him play as an ex-Arsenal player who they let go for peanuts, and he did so well when he left. Some teams, some players, they blossom when they leave their teams. So. And again, look at this. We're smack bang inside this horrible 5-minute range. There's just no trades. You could have probably watched the scalps. You can see here coming into yesterday's low, yesterday's high 75.61. Down here, we had lack of selling down here, but it's hard, isn't it? There's no volume at all. Big volume, neutral candle. Buyers came in, lots of buyers there, buying imbalances. Could you have gone for a scalp long? Maybe if you're only aiming for about 10 ticks, you could have got it with a 10 tick loss. Me, I like going for the 10 and 20 and 80 tick. Don't get the 80 ticks often, but when you do, that's a good day. And they're the days where you just go green, 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 green with no pullbacks. It happens probably once, maybe twice a month. That's why I like to have it there rather than me just, and then that's why I like to trail. So if I'm in long, I'm looking to trail out, and I normally trail the point of controls. Here you go. You could have got your 30 ticks now, if we were. But this is not a play I would take. It's too weak. Not enough volume. It wasn't a confirmed Delta flip because we still had loads of sellers here. And look at that range, just sitting between yesterday's high and pre-market high. So hold in that zone. Hold in that zone. I wonder what I can do, which is better than this. Continue writing my second book, Mental Toughness Playbook. Or maybe I could go and plant some salad out in my garden. I've emptied out one of my beds, took out all the onions at the weekend. Not the onions, the garlic. And so I'll probably use that more productive. Also, I'm going to find it on YouTube. I released a new video on my pool outdoors. And this is stinger nettles. Bit random, I know it's totally into trading. Just finding it.
Nettle.
There we go, that's the one. I'll put it in the stream below, in the chat. Check out my latest Pool Outdoors video, nettles, and how I convert all this free, really high in protein food all around me into food, and everyone should do it. Better than protein powder, more nutritional than any plant. It's a superfood, nettles are. So I really recommend it. There you go. Even watching this video about nettles is more interesting than watching the market right now. On my Discord. Here we go, finally breaking out of this little 5-minute range. But do I like the breakout? Big and negative delta, no follow through from sellers, so maybe that means buyers absorbed all of this candle. You know, I was quite keen. Maybe we can keep an eye on this orb breakout. We're coming up to it now. You know, we haven't invalidated it. Only a small positive doubt on that last candle. It's got some sellers coming in. Price is breaking a bit of a divergence right here now. You can clearly see the divergence. Price is just starting to break out. Delta's starting to break out, so maybe we can find a long here. I'm going to watch for a long. Want to clear the ORB. Look at all that liquidity above. 75, 76, 78. So look for a long. This is the first exciting action we've had for some time. Seller, all the buyers absorb these sellers here, and they've got buyers coming in. Not a great deal though, not overly convincing, but we're breaking that 2 minute. We're just about, hopefully we can break out on the delta and we might find a trade. We're retesting the orb and want to see us get over this orb, 75, 72, 75, 73 area. NASDAQ's looking a little bit stronger. Let's see if we can find a NASDAQ trade. So I like the long. That orb, it's not a valid breaking orb candle, by the way. It's about the same volume as the previous candle, and it closed on the orb, not above it. I'm just looking at my orb chart, and TradingView confirms that as well. Although what I didn't realise, there's already an orb break on NASDAQ today. Here. So when we were holding it, NASDAQ actually broke out. I didn't see that. That's the breaking bar. That's the stop there. Still holding it. So this NASDAQ is actually green on the orb. Looking good, looking stronger. Relative strength to ES now, which is good. And we're over 30,000 now on NASDAQ, which is always good. So see what happens on this candle. Like I said, we've got all that liquidity above, so I do quite fancy it going into that zone. So just taking a quick long on NASDAQ, by the way, on my top step. That's breaking out over that pivot candle with the previous candle and over 30,000. I'm holding. So if we get below 30,000, I'll get out of that. Only like that because of relative strength. If ES picks up, it should take NASDAQ with it. And the delta looks good on NASDAQ as well. It's breaking out clearly, whereas ES is not quite. See a minute. So just make sure my stops are in place. Yeah, I've got my stop. That's fine. So let's analyze this order flow on ES and see whether we can see a breakout. We had aggressive sellers come in on a green candle, so that's a divergence. And where we see divergence, that means buyers absorbed all this selling pressure and then pushed the market up. We came back and retested the tops of those candles. Lack of sellers coming in. We've got some buyers. It doesn't look amazing for buyers yet, but look at the delta. Delta's breaking out. Just want price to break out with it. We've got 2 minutes left on this candle. This could be the orb breaking candle. So look at this. So the delta didn't break. Holding that trend there. Price is holding that trend there. Let's see what happens. This ORB is definitely holding. We held it here, held it here. We're holding it again here. So what's that? At 9:55, 10:15, and 10:20. Nasdaq's coming back down into that 30,000. We're going to hold that area. Hopefully see a few buyers come in. Just have a look at order flow. See a few buyers. So still not a breaking candle. We're holding the delta trend, holding the price trend. Right in the upper end, we're holding the top end of this ORB above the midpoint. So looking bullish so far. So we haven't really closed below the midpoint. So we're in the bullish end of this opening range, which is a good sign for the long. You know, we like to have all these different confirmations. I'd like to see a big green delta come in, but it's pretty slow. Got buyers on the high here. Got buyers. So I'm not showing lack of buyers at the moment. So, but we have got sellers absorbing this area. Here we go. So now we might be breaking out. Small aggressive sellers now. So it's breaking out candle. So I might look for a scalp. I like the orb long. Big aggressive buyers coming in that last candle. Delta candle. Not as many sellers, but we did have a big response to that big buyer. Buyers came in, sellers came in. Let's keep an eye on this 5-minute orb. So 212 says take some longs at 75.69. Not a bad place to get long. So I'm actively looking for a long, but I'm just waiting for a bit of extra confirmation. I don't want to be going long into the top of that orb. But I do like looking at the cumulative delta at the moment. And we've got all that liquidity above as well. You can see, look at all that, all up to 76. So we've got a potential target if we do go long. So we've taken out the orb high. Coming to our first liquidity area, 75. Look at this. Aggressive buyers coming in, prices coming in. So this is looking good now. So I like this a lot. Got a minute left and we should have higher volume than the previous red candle, the previous two candles. So this looks good for an orb breakout as well. Because I've already traded, I'm going to do it at half my normal risk. Protect some of the green. Okay, so officially a breaking candle now if we close above the orb high. And we've got 8 seconds. Here we go, it's the official orb candle. I'm going to look for a long. Oh, I kind of preempted the long. I got in a bit too early. But just a quick scalp long. We can break out. We got liquidity at 78. So 10 ticks and 20 ticks, we've got liquidity. So I like it long. So I'm now long on the orb. Just want to see some follow through. Again, the sellers are kind of absorbing this area. Not as quick as earlier. When we get to 10 ticks, I'll be tightening up quickly. But look at that, aggressive buyers coming in. Price is taking off. This is looking good. I'm only scalping this orb because we're smack bang inside that range. Oh, look at that, it's just struggling, isn't it? Let's see, buyers come in. Come on, buyers. I was thinking about taking one off. I'm just going to hold. We've cleared that red bar now. Look at all this aggressive buying and selling right up here. Are we going to hit the 10 ticks? No, it's really struggling. Got liquidity sitting at 80, so I think we could get there. And look at that, a line point control. I'm going to probably look to take one off. Just watching Delta. While we've still got a green Delta, I'll hold. As soon as I go red, it's definitely struggling up here. You right? Good day at school? Good. So I'm got a red Delta coming in now. I'll come find you a sec. That's my first out. Are we going to hold that area?
Dad, someone's at the door.
I'll be back in 1 sec. Hello. Yeah, sure. I'll just show you. I'm still a live stream.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Thank you. Yeah, of course. Thank you. I just need a little sip.
Are you okay? Can I leave you to it? Is that okay?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
no
fine.
worries.
Cool.
Okay, so I just hit my 10 tick stop. Lack of sellers down here. Look at that. I couldn't have got out at the low. My 10 tick was literally right where it stopped me.
Thanks, Sweetie. See you soon.
Thanks again. Right. Thanks for dropping them off. Cheers. Be careful of the bar when you reverse out. The gate behind. No worries. That's okay, no worries. Take care. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, you see that water on the right?
Yeah.
That's sweat.
Oh,
See that?
no, thank you.
Where's Mum?
She'll be back in a minute. Right, so where are we looking? So lack of sellers on the last candle, which is a good sign. I will be tightening my 20 tick to my 10 tick area because the hold in this zone. Just want to see it push out. This is it's a slow start really. What's NASDAQ doing? Not much. Here we go. Now we're starting to show. Again, met by sellers. Lack of buyers up at 75.81. This is a slow move. And I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest. We've got buyers coming in. You can see that buyers. You can see the buying deltas taking out the selling delta. The sellers are definitely absorbing the buyers up here. Volume, slightly higher volume, slightly less volume, that green candle. Just not having that follow through, are we? And what was this? Do you know what? Big aggressive selling. Got a selling candle here, divergence here. If we don't sell off after this candle, then I like it still long. because we've got aggressive sellers coming in, but buyers are holding it up. Just have a look at NASDAQ. 212, so I'll go back to comments. 212 says still likes it long. Green 591 from Craig. I think I'm calling it a day. I don't blame you. I think you should. That's always good. That's not bad. 591. NASDAQ's just starting to break out now. Or not break out. It's kind of getting back to the highs of the day. We just hold. Look at that. Negative delta. Another negative delta on the green candle. Do you know what? I'm seeing all these negative deltas. Possibly that's buyers absorbing all this selling up here, because we're not getting any follow through, but I'm going to be coming out, I think. And if it runs, it runs. What was my go back to my range I was watching earlier. It's definitely broken over the range. It's got over that pivot as well. 75.90 is a potential target long. Let's see, maybe. I still like the delta though. You know, I'm undecided now whether I like this or not, because it's just sitting there. We haven't got the follow through. So I'm tempted to just take one off. Just lower my risk. Another green candle and a negative delta. So we are seeing buyers absorbing all these sellers now. You know, all I want to do is hit 20 ticks. That's not much for ES. We see the buyers on the delta. And look at this, all this selling pressure. Buyers, are the buyers going to be absorbed, or are the sellers going to be absorbed? Buyers coming back again. If we see absorption by buyers and the sellers are totally gone, then we see a big green move up. But if the sellers are looking stronger here, then we're going to see it sell off. What's NASDAQ doing? I always like to check what NASDAQ's doing. So we're back down at the break-even area. So we had 1, 2, 3 negative candles in a row. This is the first time we've had any selling coming in. But look at the delta, big aggressive buyers. The buyers are coming back in again. So sometimes trading's about knowing when to cut it, and I think I'm going to cut it now. Yeah, if I can, I'll take one. I'm just going to cut it anyway when it hits my stop. Right. There you go, taking one off. I've got one left. If that runs, it runs. If not, then I stop. I'll just let that run. Still green on the day. Whatever happens, I've tightened up. But I don't like seeing this now. Look at this, aggressive sellers. Buyers are trying to absorb all these sellers, but the sellers are just too strong up here. But the all play, this is a scalp basically, because we were inside that tight daily range. I'm only scalping. Just to remind you what the daily range looks like. I'll come back up to break even again. That's our daily range. Look how tight we are. This range here. So while I'm inside this range, I was only looking to scalp. So I'm not playing a full orb, just scalping it only. But to be honest, I was hoping to get more than 10 ticks. I didn't get anything out of this. I'd taken 2 10-tick losses. It did go 10 ticks, but it just tapped me out there. Tapped me out slightly better than 10 ticks there. But we're holding the zone. Let's just see what happens. If it does hit 20 ticks, then I'll tighten up, and that'll be my break even on that trade. But my NASDAQ, I think, is doing okay. I think I'm still in that. Yeah, NASDAQ's doing okay. I'm up about $200 on NASDAQ. Been that for a long time. Just been sitting there like this one. So I took one off I did because I wasn't a big fan. And I think it's going to trail me out now anyway. Buyers, look at that. You see the buyers coming again. I'm now. I've just trailed out. I didn't take a full loss on this one. Just wasn't a big fan. Just didn't get the follow through. You want to see it push straight away. You don't want to see it mess around and just go sideways. And then when you start seeing negative deltas coming in and lack of buyers on the highs, then it just shows that buyers are not are not in the strength you want, despite seeing all this aggressive buying. But you could also keep an eye on the break and retest of orb. The orb's not invalidated yet, by the way. It's still, if you're in it, you're a little bit red. The stop for the orb is not until you get to 75.69. Like I said, because it's an inside day and inside week, I'm just scalping it. So I gave back a bit of profit on this. Still green though. A few $100s. The NASDAQ's kind of holding in there as well. Still like a buyers at the highs of these candles. We're retesting the orb now. So we've got a bit of a delta flip here. A line point control. Could be the bounce off of this orb. So if you look for the orb breakout over 75, 77, stop can be just a little bit below the orb. And draw our trend lines in for that's our delta. This is a price, kind of just starting to break. Depends how you draw it actually. About there. So looking at comments. So 2 on 2 retest of the ONH, I really want to short, says Craig, bottom green, don't do anything, Craig. And then 200, no shorts unless we get to 75, 75. Yeah, I agree. No, I'm not really a big fan of a short, not on an ORB, because you can see how it's been respecting the ORB. We created a candle here, we held it there, and we broke it. We don't know whether we're going to be holding it there. I don't think we got this daylight as well. I like to see daylight on the break and retest, so it looks good for a long still. Delta, hang on 1 second, my kids are playing up. Oi! What's going on? Are you live on YouTube? I'm trying to get not in the wagon or anything. Everyone can hear you. You're live. You're live. Do not touch anything. Don't need to do something. Yeah, nice food. Back now. Do that. Let me drink. What's that thing? Shout, everyone will hear you. Try and do a live session, all of you. Try and be naughty. Right. Sorry about that, my kids are fighting each other. So where were we? Holding the ORB high. I like it long. This is why I do like the long. I like it because we've got aggressive buyers clearly showing. What's the volume like? We've got declining volume on the pullback as well. So I do like this long actually. I might look for a re-entry on a scalp. I'll be looking for the first red candle after this bounce. And then the break of that red candle. So we've got negative delta down here at the low, small positive delta, so not ideal. We want to see proper conviction from buyers. But bottom tail is definitely holding that 72 area. You see all that liquidity above? It's like a tease, isn't it? You know it's there, and you want to kind of tag it. So you've got some aggressive buyers coming in now, a bit more than before. Lots of volume, plenty of contracts being sold down here. So big 3,000 contracts there, and then that could be the ending volume on this pullback. So here's that red candle. We're right on the orb high. So I like this long. Buyers are coming in now. Look at the buying delta. And we had our first increased volume candle on a buy. So this is what we want to see when we're pulling back. We'll see decreasing volume as we're coming into the orb, increasing volume as we break out of the orb. So this is exactly what we're looking for. So for me, I'm looking for a long. Delta's confirming as well. The volume's confirming. I'm going to go long on this candle. I was waiting for the first red candle. So I'm going to go long now. Positive delta. Are we going to get a quick scalp? Here we go. So we'll see it break out. We're breaking that bottom tail candle. And lo and behold, lack of the follow through. I'm sure buyers are coming. You can see the buyers coming in on the delta. Come on in, big push. If not, no, I'm out. That's my 10 tick stop. Even the scalps are not working on this. You know, these are quick and easy scalps. These should be. We've got buying imbalances as well. Let's just see whether we can push up. If not, then I'm done for the day. I'm at break even now for the day as we stand roughly. I got it. Basically, I've turned a green day into a break even day. I think probably I'm seeing that liquidity sitting above me and I'm getting a bit greedy. 212 says he's still in the longs, but they are definitely testing his patience. Indeed, it's tough. We knew it was going to be tough because we said about it sitting in that range in the pre-market. That's why we do our pre-market prep. But it's tough, really tough. We're getting the signals. Got buyers at the high as well, so it looked good for the long. I wasn't doubting the long here. In fact, maybe I preempted. I should have probably waited for the first red candle. I saw the candle go red, buyers came back in, and I just tried jumping in on that where the buyers came back in. But maybe this should have been the candle waiting for me. I like to wait for a bit of a pullback and then a breakout of that red candle. So probably preempted it a bit. I'm still in my NASDAQ long. That's sitting around about $50 at the moment. Again, that's very slow from NASDAQ. Really slow moving day today. Here we go. First amount of buyers coming back in. This is what we want to see. 332 aggressive buyers. Let's see price breakout with Delta now. We're still putting in this higher high, higher low on the Delta. Potentially on the price as well if we push up. We're putting a new high. But anyway, I might be calling it a day in a minute. My NASDAQ's still doing okay. It's still sitting there. Not doing a great deal. It's just sitting here. I've been in that for some time now. About $200, but we're holding above that volume shelf. So I'm probably look to tighten up on that soon. I have end of day trade and drawdown on my top step, so I play it slightly differently to how I play it on ES on Apex. I have live trade and drawdown, so hence why I'm trying to keep my stops really tight. I'm happy to take a few paper cuts to get that trade, and also have no issues about getting into a trade. If I take my first stop, I'll look for another add later, but only if I'm green. I only add on green trades. I don't add on red trades. But I really want to hit my 20 tick before I start adding. I don't want to add before then. That shows me then we're going to be pretty green. Here we go, lack of sellers on that last candle. Pretty neutral. So this is the break and retest of orb we're playing as a scalp. I think let's just get a new high, put in a new high, and I'll hit my 20 tick. I do need to start adapting my strategy on these scalping days as well, not stick to 10 and 20 ticks, but maybe go with 15 ticks something in between as well. Because you saw me earlier, I got close, I went over 15 ticks and then it stopped me. Just want to see buyers come in now. What's the time? 4 p.m. almost. So I'm going to be calling it a day, I think. I'm going to sort my kids out. They want their dinner and stuff. My wife's away today, so. So Craig says, can't find the buyers to take a short trade and call it a day. I'm a bear, just closed my quant hour. That's good, that's not a bad idea. And then 212 says, we need to clear this 75, 77 on ES. So annoying. We do, there's somebody sitting there just selling. 75, 77, we can't really see it on the order flow or on the level 2. We've got 79. But we see it on time and sales. You can't really see it on here. If you look on the, we've got low orders under 50 at 77, that area. But 79 seems to be the place. 100 orders there, there's 100 orders on the book. Where do we get up to? That area there, 79. So if we get over that, then maybe we might see it run. Craig says, have a good day. Yeah, have a good day too. 212, I'm watching on the DOM. That's good. Yeah, just keep an eye on that. You'll probably see 77, 79 come in with small orders, and then you just see it just sitting there. Another 50, another 50, another 50, and it doesn't move above it. 77 now. It's moving quite slow, so it's quite easy to watch it as well on the DOM. So 77. Usually you see big orders like 100 at a time coming on there. Another 100 and another 100 and another 100 with no price movement, little pullbacks. It's a hot day today. It's 38.5 degrees outside. It's about 30 degrees in my office. So another reason I don't want to be trading too much longer. The sun's just literally about to come over on that side. So I'll have to close all my curtains in a minute. Keep it cool. Come on buyers, look at that massive big aggressive buy candle. 726, and we're not getting a follow through. Where's the buyers on that candle? We know they're there. So there's a big seller sitting at 79 again, absorbing. That's around 77. No massive big orders. Also, my NASDAQ's gone against me now. I just realised I've got my stop just below that volume shelf, just under 30,000, 29.75 I think it is. So I'm happy to hold that volume shelf. We seem to be holding it. Here we go. Back up to 79 again. Oh, look at that. And we can't get through it. So let's just have a look, see what's going on. We've got 79 on the book. See all this 78, 79. Lots and lots of orders at 79. And the buyers are just taking out 79 for the first time, 80. Well, not for the first time, but for the first time in the last hour, last 30 minutes. Oh, my NASDAQ's back in the green again. It's getting close to stopping. We couldn't get over 80 this time. So where's that guy sitting? That area there. 80 down to 80.25. And look above, you can see all that liquidity. Look at that, even more now. So even more reason for the market to move up in that direction, to clear all that liquidity. It'd be great if we do get there. That'd be hitting both my targets. Here we go, that's what we want to see. So if we can get over that 15-minute pivot high over 75.80, this one from 10.35, then we should be doing okay. It's about to hit my 20 tick. If we can get a few more ticks, just here we go, one more tick. There you go, filled. So I'm now at break even. I can rest steady now. That was painful. Aggressive buyers coming in. That was a hard long, that was. Went on for a very long time. It's a long we tried over here. And then look at this for liquidity sweep. Went long, swept out, went back long, same place. And then that was the ORB break and retest, which worked or is working. If you're playing it using risk to reward rather than scalping, 1 hour is at 75.84. On that note, I'm going to call it a day. I'm at break even now, so whatever happens, I finished the day green. Pretty decently green, back to where I started earlier. So those 20 ticks takes out those 2 10-tick losers I had earlier. So I'm going to call it a day. I will be back tomorrow, hopefully with a fresher brain, because I have a good night's sleep without no football interrupting my sleep middle of the night. Thank you, everybody. Don't forget, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. And I'll see you tomorrow. Have a lovely day. And I'm going to go and say hello to my kids properly now. I kind of ignored them earlier, as you probably saw. I'm not normally like that. I was focused on getting this price moving, and we're pretty much there. Right, thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day.